So, you think your 50-something suit is cool, huh? Well, you haven't seen this guy yet. What? That robot with red blade nipples and an airplane on his head? What could possibly be so cool about this guy? Oh look, he's showing us his belly button. That's cute. Who's got a cute white belly button? Oh, we're in trouble, wait. He's all yours, Mr. Stark! That cowardly merc. Hello and welcome back to the KenOhwee channel. For today's episode, I'd like to talk about one of my prized haul in Japan, and it's about the metal build Mazinger Z action figure. I'd like to thank my beautiful fiance for getting this figure for me for my birthday. I was staring at this guy a lot during my trip in Japan, and she noticed it and bought it to make my birthday this year a lot sweeter. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So I might be a little biased in the review since I've got some sentimental value to it, but I'll try my best to be as honest as I can. So without further ado, the massive box. At the front you have him standing all heroic, one side just some text and on the other a silhouette of the figure. Mysterious. And at the back, all the magnificent poses you could do and all the accessories to recreate the iconic moves from the movies. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this magnificent robot. To complete this figure, simply place the jet on his head and you've activated Mazinger Z. And he is absolutely breathtaking. This look is based on the latest Mazinger movie where it has all the cuts on its body as opposed to its original look where it's all smooth. And personally, I prefer the paneled look as it kinda makes it look more realistic, and it definitely helps in the engineering of this figure, which I'll go into more detail later. The head remains the same classic look, but apart from that, you got texture inside his chest blades. They even sculpted all the panels on his fingers. Talk about attention to detail. And of course, his paint application is superb. Metallic finish everywhere apart from the chest blades, and he has die-cast metal on his leg. So there's plenty of weight on him which contributes to his stability, so he can't be toppled over that easily. I guess my biggest concern is how long can this figure stay solid. From experience, I know with die-cast metal or metal joints in general, after playing with it for a while, it tends to get really loose, and for mine, his arm was a tad looser than when I first got him. But again, I thought I mentioned that, but I'm sure there's a way to tighten these joints, but I just don't know how at the moment. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know any tips or tricks, but apart from that, this figure looks absolutely amazing. For his articulation, head can look up and look down, left and right, side to side no problem. Butterfly joint which can move around, so up and down and in and out no problem. And as you move the joint, the chest pieces move with it as well. So if you push it up and down, these pieces move with it. If you move in and out, same goes with the piece, so this mechanic is so awesome. Shoulder guard up and down, 360 arms. Arms can move outwards that far. The beautiful bicep twist. Forearm rotation, bicep flex, and as you flex there's a massive gap there for reasons I'll explain later, but you can shift this elbow piece down to conceal it, and as you're flexing, this piece on the upper forearm also moves in for more flexing. Wrist can move around. Mid and lower ab cut, so twisting a little but not as much. Side to side not as much as well, but he can crunch pretty far, which is a pleasant surprise. Look at that robot abs doing its job. Arch backwards a little. Side flaps can move around and out of the way for this robot to do his split. Kick up really high but can't really kick back. Thigh swivel, knee flex, and like the bicep, as you're flexing this mechanic happens. Ooh, sweet action. And at the back, the piece moves in as well for more knee bend. I need this in every action figure now. Calf rotation, feet can pivot side to side and move up and down. As for his armory, do we have a lot to talk about. Starting with his hands first, he comes equipped with robot punching hands, karate chop hands to do the iconic slice from the movie, which they also provided 2 pairs of blades which can be packed into his forearm. Simply remove these panels from either side of his forearm and peg the blades into it, and off you go slicing off evil robots. And of course, face grabbing hands as well. And moving on to his other accessories, let's start with his stands first. He comes with one magnificent display base. Look at that. even got the panel design going on. And for this, he comes with two solid looking handles. The big handle, there's this peg you can push to allow the hinge to move and push it back to lock it in. The other lever to pull down to allow the extension and push it back to lock it. And another smaller one where you can twist this to extend it and twist it back to lock it in. And this smaller stand is to support the bigger stand. If this isn't the most solid, stable stand, I really don't know what is. So if you want to make Mazinger Z stand upright, you got this piece where you can peg into the stand and peg it up his crotch. Or if you want him to fly, there's this other piece where you can position your stand in an angle, and that piece serves that purpose. And again, you have to peg it up his crotch. Man, they really found plenty of ways to stick it up his. And he also comes with 3 sets of what I call Y stands, which you could peg the handles onto. 2 long and 1 short. One to be pegged into the rocket, the other to his jetpack, and the other can be pegged to his arms, and yes, his arm can be removed for that flying punch move. Simply peg in the blast effect and there's a hole in the blast itself to be pegged to the stand, and for the arm, they gave you this piece so it completes the look of him shooting his arm out. They also give you a separate pair for the elbow machine gun look, and it locks his arm into this position, but at least you got machine gun elbows now. For that specific blast effect, it comes with a pair and it comes in 3 separate pieces. So if you want the effect of his fist flying, already you saw earlier how it's done. If you want the look of him blasting off his arm, simply remove the end piece and peg it into his arm, and there you have it. And they also give you 4 additional blast effects which can be pegged into his rocket, his jetpack, and his feet, which you can remove this panel to reveal the whole. For his beautiful sculpted jetpack, the wings can be flapped up, but don't flap it down or you'll break it. The ends are relatively sharp, so play with caution. And they provided you with this shuriken shooting out effect, which you can peg at either side of the wings as there are grooves. And they also give you 2 sets of belts to be secured to the figure. Why 2 belts? Well, first thing first, to equip the jetpack to the figure, simply peg the belt to the jetpack, and of course remove the piece at the back of the figure to reveal the hole to peg this into. And one of the belt can be wrapped around his belly and connect. The other belt is open so that when you remove the belly piece and peg in this piece with the rocket head in it into the belly hole, this belt completes the look of the panel opening out, revealing the belly rocket. And if you want that rocket head out, it can be removed by just pushing it out, but for the purpose of not wanting to lose it, I'm just gonna leave it in there. But the fact that they give you all of that just so you could completely recreate all the famous moves from the movie is absolutely amazing. And if that's not enough for you, well, remember that jet on top of his head? Well, they gave you another one with his wings spread out. You know, just because they know for the price you're paying for this figure, you deserve to be spoiled. Wow, they definitely bring the value to this package. Everything works with one another, and it makes this action figure extremely fun to play around with. And I'm out of breath just talking about his accessories alone. And here is Mazinger Z robot standing over other figures from other lines, and for a robot, he is relatively tiny, but he comes with a great package, pun intended. So, in summary, I've talked about a few action figures, and so far, the only figure line that ever came close to having this much detail on a figure is probably the re-edit Sentinel line. But this package has way more accessories, and this figure really set the bar extremely high on what a premium figure should be. Immaculate detailing, extreme posability, and plenty of playable accessories. And if that's a grade higher than a love that I could give, I'd give it to this guy. If you have the budget for a premium figure and you're a fan of Mazinger or even posable robots, then this figure will blow your mind as it did mine. Absolutely amazing. Wow. That concludes my first episode of this series. I believe I have one more figure that I want to talk about, and it may very well match this figure in terms of how awesome it is, or even top this guy. Hope you guys will stay tuned for that, but I still hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, please help leave a like and subscribe for more content in the future. Do let me know your thoughts about this figure in the comment section down below, and as always, thank you all very much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of your support, and I hope you guys have been embracing your inner geek and having a great week. Stay awesome, take care, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Click here for video 1. Click here for video 2. Click here to subscribe. Click it. Thank you for watching. Arigato. Thank you.